everyone, Beth from Pearl Treasure Designs here with Thrift Junk to Home Treasure. Third Thursday Thrift Flips, open invite here March 16th with Rusted Willow, Rustic Chicks Designs, and co-host Lovens the Life. Check out their videos. Here I'm going to start with my thrift finds from Goodwill. And this is a few things I picked up just to see, you know, what I could make out of all this stuff. So some great finds at the local thrift store. And what I'm going to do is we're going to make a tiered tray. I'm going to redo number one, DIY number one here. I did have some help with my husband taking apart the lamp into pieces because I just could not squeeze the pliers enough to break the wire. So he was helping me out there taking it apart. And you'll see the parts I had to work with: a couple of plates and a lamp. So all together, I loved it because the ribbing matched. And here you're going to see me really taking my time cleaning these up. And I did look this up to see what cleaner would work best. And it literally said a soft cloth, Dawn dish soap, and warm water. And I am using cloths by Norwex. I do find that the quality of the product does make this work much better than just a microfiber. So I am using the all-purpose rag and a window rag for polishing. And you can find that on Norwex. Go through your local consultant. They'll benefit from it as well. And so here again, scrubbing up the decorative plate for the base of the tiered tray. And wait till you get a look at this water at the end. I really was surprised at what came off of this, these two plates and the lamp. But you'll get to see that in a second. And so I am going through the ridges of the plate because, you know, you don't know. See how dirty that water is? How many hands have touched it, and we want to make sure every part of it gets cleaned for future use. And so here we are finishing this up. And on to cleaning the lamp. Now the lamp is a bit tarnished, which is fine. And I did try to scrub it first with the cloth. And I wanted to see if maybe using some direct dish soap would help break up some of the surface, you know, grime. So you see me patting it on the surface just to see if part of it would work. So trial and error here, as we all know. So making sure all those parts are nice and clean so that it will receive the E6000 glue and adhere to it, because it will bond with metal. So again, just cleaning this up really well. And then we'll get ready to put the project together. And let's see. Polishing this last piece up. And finally, the base of our tiered tray is what I'm polishing last. Here we go. Now I'm measuring to find the center of each of the plates so that I can place the adornments for the base, the center post, and the top fixture for the tiered plates. Lining it up in the center, I am looking through the top of the base to make sure that I can see the center of the plate. And with the E6000 glue, knowing that it will bond to metal, I'm pretty generous on the inside lip of the base, as well as on the lip of the fixture itself. And then I'll line that up with the marking that I've already placed on the plate. And that will cure overnight. This is not a rush project, so I wanted to make sure that I gave plenty of time for the adhesive to bond with the metal. And you'll do this, 2 or 3 or 4 times to make sure that you've identified where the center is on your plate. And I'll check and double check before I place the bottom onto the plate itself. And I did set those apart aside so that they could cure as best overnight. So this project did take a couple of days just to make sure that it was bonded before I started to put them together. This knob came from the dollar store. It was literally a vinegar jar that I had used for wedding a wedding, and the tops I did not need. So these went into my my pile to use later. And I did end up cutting off the screw top on the base of that knob. And just making sure everything is lined up and in the center. And this is day 2. And again, locating the center of the tray to make sure that it is lined up well. And then I will get the second tray and line that up as well for the center of that tray. Here I am putting it on the inside lip just like I did the top, and on the edge of the tier divider. And I will let that cure overnight. And I did want to double check the measurements of the inner part of the tray. And there you see, I've figured out where I want the center to be. And I'm just triple checking the measurement with my ruler. And I probably checked this 5 or 6 times just to make sure that I was not off by much. Because you want that straight line on the tiered tray when you're putting it together. And I did go around a couple times with the glue just to make sure I had enough. And to make it easier, I will flip this around. Again, here we are with Third Thursday Thrift Flips. Our hosts are the Rusted Willow, the Rustic Chicks Design, and Lovens the Life. Check out their channels. They have some amazing videos up, and it's been such a treat to be part of this open invite. Amazing hosts. So I thank the ladies for that. Again, go check out their channels on YouTube. And if you don't know, subscribe to their channels. You'll learn a lot and be part of a great group. All right. DIY number 2. We are getting ready to redo I'm going to use this as a recipe book holder. And it was an Easter themed chalkboard that I found at the thrift store. And I am going to paint this over, and I'm going to texturize it and put my own farmhouse design on it. I do love that look, and age it a bit. So check it out. Let's see what we're doing. So I'm basically covering all the things that I was not able to take off of this piece, and I very quickly realized that I needed to tape the edging for the black. So you'll see me do that in a bit, because I realized that I was not going to keep a straight line. So I went ahead and taped it off and painted it. And of course, my lovely dog wanted to be part of the amazing video, so he's having his little piece there, loving his mama. Crazy little dog. So here I am ready to dry the paint. I wanted to cover the black as much as possible, so I did use a white. And I will use this on the rest of the facade for the holder. And now I'm just adding the black edging to age the look of the book holder. And I did go ahead and paint all of these stays with the white paint, so it wasn't so shiny. And I did go ahead and speckle the egg at the top. And it didn't really matter that I got some on the face, because that's going to be painted black anyway. Heat tool dries the paint really well, and I can keep going with the project. And I wasn't really concerned about it mixing in with the white. I really like that look. And it doesn't look like it was store-bought. It does look like that it was, you know, meant to happen that way. So I'm happy with how it came out. Heat tool is a must when you're doing projects like this. That way it cuts your production time, I mean, exponentially. So if you don't have a heat tool, please get one. It'll save you a lot of time. I did take some alcohol to go around the edge, just to clean up a couple of edges that lifted during painting. So that way I didn't have to, you know, repaint and tape over on the black. We'll be touching this up for just a little bit, and you'll get to see how this is coming out. I love the look of aged wood. Now I'm putting the stencils on. I do have chickens, so I wanted to create something that I could put up in my kitchen, or, you know, as I'm canning and everything like that. It came out really well. So the chicken and the rooster with some chicks, and I'm going to put a header on there that says eggs, local, and farm fresh, or something like that. You'll get to see what I do at the final reveal. So I was having some issues with these pens after I did the first outline. They just didn't want to work anymore. So I put them aside and went on with my stenciling. And I think I found these stencils at Michael's. They're a bit thicker than the stencils you might find at the dollar store. And those are made by Craftsmart. So check it out. And they are reusable. That's one thing that I really enjoyed about that. So homegrown at the bottom. Yes, homegrown. And you'll see me putting the banner at the top that says eggs. And I will go over that one more time with the stencil, just to make sure that it was dark enough. Now the black paint I am using is also by Craftsmart, and you can find that at your local Michael's. And the white also is a product from Craftsmart. And you'll see the final reveal at the end. Here I am making a farm fresh bow with metal embellishments, jute, and the red plaid ribbon that I did get that at Hobby Lobby. It is wired ribbon so that it will stay together in position when you fluff it up, and I really like the wired ribbon. So you get to see this in just a sec. Now I didn't want just ribbon on here, so in a second you'll see me pull out the jute. It just pulls that dimension of what I was trying to do together, bringing in all of the metals, the earthy tones, and the jute. And because it is a farm fresh type of project, I wanted to add in the wire ribbon. It looks like, you know, chicken wire. And that way it would pull the whole thing together. And you'll get to see that at the final reveal. DIY number 3. I am making a raised bowl out of the items I found at the thrift store. So a lamp shade with leaded glass and literally just a wooden bowl that I found there. And at first it didn't want to stay, so I did end up putting a 5-pound weight on it to hold it down, and to make sure it was going to be balanced enough to be used as a bowl. So here we go, just holding it down to balance it on top until it dries. So I set that aside overnight to make sure that it would adhere to the bowl and balance it. Here's the final reveal. I did add lights to the bottom of that just to show you that it can be lit up. Thanks again. Now remember, go ahead and watch those awesome videos. And here's our bloopers.
It's okay.